All right, so today we're making my absolute favorite Christmas soap. I make this one every year. It's Frankincense and Myrrh, which is made with a blend of a fragrance oil and real frankincense and myrrh essential oils and resins. And so this today is going to be one of my I love this one. It's earthy, but it's just so clean and it's uplifting. And I just love it so much. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get this blended up, our oils and our oils with our organic Baraka shea butter and our organic Baraka cocoa butter in here. And it smells so good when they are melting. The cocoa butter, it's just divine. It smells like melted chocolate. Anyway, we're gonna get this blended up a little bit. This blend a ton, so I know that it does not accelerate trace at all. And I'm using the exact same soap recipe, my master recipe that I use for about 90% of our soaps, besides our shaving soaps and our shampoo bars. This one is the master batch that we use in most every soap. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pour off a little bit for an accent color. I'm using some Maya Gold mica from Nuture soap. For a swirl in here. And then I've already dispersed the mica in some organic olive oil. It's kind of a coppery gold, I think. Has a little bit more copper in it than yellow. It's a perfect gold color, I think. I just love this with gold. It's been the best I've found so far. Mixed up, and we'll go ahead and add our fragrance and essential oil blend. I use a fragrance oil that I get from my friend Tamara at Gan Eden Soaps. It's Tamara's soaping scents. I'll leave a link in the description box below for her, where she sells some fantastic phthalate-free fragrance oils. And then I take that blend, which also includes essential oils, and I add even more frankincense, organic frankincense, and myrrh essential oil resins. The myrrh essential oil is very thick. You have to warm it to get it to come out easily. So we have that in here too. So her blend plus some added essential oils to boost the essential oil content. And this one is not a completely natural because it does have the synthetic fragrance, but it is really, really close. All right, so now I'm gonna add the fragrance oil here to our big batch that we're gonna leave uncolored. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour some of this in. This is just one of our smaller 3-pound molds. This is also the most expensive soap that we make. And then to make sure that mica is all dispersed properly, I'm gonna hit this with a stick blender. So just make sure that's all good and mixed up in there. All right, and then I'm going to do a drop swirl. And then I'm going to take our tea strainer and add some of the mica, the gold mica, to do a little bit of a mica line in the middle here between, and we're gonna have 2 layers. Oh gosh, it smells so good, so warm, just comforting, all the goods, all the good stuff. All right, so I'm gonna let this sit, got that everywhere. I'm gonna let this sit for a few minutes and then we'll come back and do the second layer. All right, so I think this has set up. We don't have much jiggly going on, so I think it's set up enough that we can go ahead and pour our next layer. It's been kind of weird making, because this is so early in the year, but I had already started a lot of fall soaps. I didn't get to. We lost quite a few because I wasn't able to get out in my studio here. So a lot of our soaps got really, really humid, a lot of humidity because we didn't have power. So the air conditioning, it was like 6 days that we didn't have power. And so I couldn't run the dehumidifiers in the house or out here in my studio. So we lost a lot of soaps that I had made that had just been made. I was afraid that they were going to spoil later on, so I just didn't want to put those out there. So we have a lot that we lost, a lot of stock that we lost. So now I had to skip a lot of those soaps and just went right into making all of these soaps that I had planned for Christmas instead, for holiday, for the Christmas season in the winter months, winter soaps. But anyway, to get into the mood, because it's so weird to try to make soaps this early. I usually start like in mid-October, because we usually sell them so quickly. I usually start in October, and I started, right after the hurricane now. So to get into the mood for making Christmas soaps, I've been cranking up the Christmas music out here, and our neighbors are outside a lot because they're also cleaning up their properties. So they've been outside, and they probably think I'm gone completely cuckoo because I'm over here jamming to Christmas music when it's 90 degrees outside, or close to 100 in some days. So they probably think I'm nuts. They don't really know what I do out here. They just know we're the crazy goat people. In the neighborhood, because we live really close to the neighbors. Get in there and give that a swirl, since we're not getting in there very much with the drop swirl there. I'm gonna get some of that in there. Go down too deep that it's not in the, go into that mica line. But anyway, so at least I've gotten all of my Christmas soaps, barring that we do not have yet another hurricane, which we've had. We still have several months left of hurricane season. The hurricane season goes until December, so you never know. And this year, definitely you never know. It's cleaned out, so we'll just get the rest of this in here. I listen to traditional Christmas music. I'm not a fan of modern day music at all to begin with, but especially not at Christmas time. I'm an old school. Burl Ives, Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, Elvis. He's a little more modern than some of those guys. But when your last name is Presley, you gotta listen to Elvis, right? My maiden name is Presley. And as far as our genealogy shows, Elvis is like my 5th cousin, or was my 5th cousin. It was pretty cool now, but in high school and especially elementary school, and I just got made fun of it. Made fun of for my last name all the time. Oh well. So now I'm going to just get us a little texture on top here. And then we have some Himalayan pink sea salt that I've coated with the Maya Gold mica from Nuture soap, and we're just gonna lay that down here on top. These are our little gold pieces for our gold frankincense and myrrh, which is the name of this soap. So this represents our gold. And this soap will be available in our November soap release, which I believe is going to be November 15th. So if you'd like to purchase this or any of our holiday soaps, most of them should be available by the 15th. We might have a couple that'll still be carrying for the end of the month, because we're going to do 2 soap releases in November to make up for the fact that we did not do a soap release in September as we had intended to do because of the hurricane. So we got a little bit behind in our videos and in our soap releases. I have lots of videos coming up that I didn't get to show you of the soaps that we were able to salvage, or not salvage, but they were already cured before the hurricane, so they will be available in November as well. We were holding them off until we could do a really big soap release in November. So anyway, so November 15th, look for that, and we will be back in about 18 to 24 hours to cut this one up and see what it looks like on the inside. All right, so we are back. It's been actually almost 72 hours since I made this one. We got busy with storm cleanup, and when my husband had off a couple of days, so didn't get out to the soap studio to get this one cut. So it has been a while, and you'll be able to tell from my soap cutter that our humidity has returned, because it always makes it squeak really loudly. I have my dehumidifier going full blast, but it's having a hard time keeping up. So my soaps have been going into the house to cure until we get the humidity back under control, which it hasn't been, except for a few weeks there, or actually not even a few weeks, a few days, where we had some really amazing, beautiful, makes you appreciate living in Florida weather, but that has gone away, and now we're back to the humid, hot that is a Florida fall. But this is our, the dual layers there with the mica line is just really cool. It's really a different design for this soap for me for this year, but I really like it. It's one of my favorite soaps. All of the earthy warm soaps are my faves. Either that or like bakery scents, I love those too. And some of the clean green, I love everything, but I'm not a huge fan of florals. That's about the only thing. I mean, I like them, but it's not something I would pick, you know? The fragrance that I use primarily, of 2 different ones. For my, I use, it's called Cashmere by Chopard. I don't even know if it's still made. The last time I found it on Amazon, and I still have it. I got the biggest bottle I could get of it because it's my favorite. Don't wear it very often, so they last me a really long time. And my other favorite was Amazing Grace philosophy. And they're both, like, they're very different. That's why I have two different favorites, because sometimes you're feeling it's the philosophy. The Amazing Grace is very clean, crisp, it's uplifting, and then the Cashmere is kind of, it's just warm. Or the Chopard, I'm not sure, I think it's Cashmere by Chopard. It's very warm, amberish, not musky though at all. I'm not a huge fan of musk. But I believe it does have notes of frankincense and myrrh in there somewhere, and sandalwood. So anyway, that's why this one really gets to me. I really like this one. So that is our frankincense and myrrh with real organic frankincense and myrrh essential oils in a fragrance blend, because it is a fragrance oil. Being able to do this with a solid just essential oils would be pretty much impossible, because they would be, you know, probably $20 a bar. So anyway, that is our frankincense and myrrh. Oh, I just dropped that one. Oops. If you have enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. And if you'd like to see more, you can subscribe, and you will get notified every time we upload a new video, which we hope to do at least once a week, barring that we have no more hurricanes to wreak any more havoc on our property and our lives. So anyway, we hope that y'all have a very blessed day and that you stay well.